And we are live. What's going on? It's Chris and Will from Lifter LMS, and you know what day it is? It's Feature Friday, now on Tuesday. And in today's feature, we're going to take you on a tour of Lifter LMS social learning. Like, what are the pages that creates? How does social learning work? The way to think about social learning in general is it's kind of like a Facebook group, but on your website. So you maintain full control over your social learning environment. Users have profiles, there's a timeline, there's community pages. They can have public conversations with each other, like in a Facebook group. It doesn't have every single feature that Facebook has, like friends and private messaging, but it has all this essentials if you're building a social learning kind of private community or even public community for your LMS website. Will's going to take us on a tour of social learning. Over to you, Will.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Chris, for the intro. I'm going to guide you through a tour of the front and back end of social learning, what the settings are, and what it looks like on the front end of your website with Lifter LMS. So to find the settings, it's Lifter LMS Settings Integrations. You want to make sure you have the social learning add-on from Lifter LMS. It's like a plugin. You want to make sure that's installed. And once it is, on your integrations page here, we will see it as an option. So clicking into social learning, we see all kinds of settings, and we'll see what these settings relate to. So student directory, site timeline, those are two of the pages we have with social learning. So jumping to the front end of my website, what was the first one? Student directory. So we have a page designated to be like the directory of all the people on our website. This is how someone might be able to see other users' profiles on your website if you wanted to have this sort of public social media kind of experience. You could, of course, delete this page, hide it if you're not interested in having this on your website, if your website's more of a private LMS, but it is available for those who want to create a sense of community within their LMS platform, this people directory. And the next thing is site timeline. Site timeline appears on the front end of our website and has some really interesting features. So we can see in the URL bar, it's super tiny, you might not be able to see it, but it says /timeline. This is like my personal timeline, where I can see information about all the courses and all the memberships I'm enrolled in with all the activity in one timeline. So I could write things on the timeline. Hey, I have a question about XYZ. Post that, and other people in the community can look at my timeline and see this question. But it's unlikely a user would come to my specific timeline. This guy's named Arthur Wells. It's unlikely that they'll come to my timeline and view this question. So what I'd probably do is go into one of my courses and ask the question. So I'm in the Investing for Retirement timeline. I have a question about retirement funds. I think I spelled that right. Okay, post that. And so now other people who are on this website in the Investing for Retirement course are going to see my question, and they'll be able to respond, and we can have a conversation in this channel. I can also see some highlights about somebody enrolled in the course. You could say like, welcome to the course, and kind of create a sense of community in that way as well. So the timelines really offer a lot of specific community where you can drill down into like courses or memberships that you're enrolled in and talk to only people who are enrolled there, or you can write things in your own timeline. So that's a really, really cool feature of the back end here, or the front end of social learning timelines. The next thing in the settings is network privacy. So we talked about the directory and the timeline. So there's a few settings for who's allowed to view those pages, right? So we can set it to public, so it's an internet-wide public website, or we can set it so it's users only, so it's private for users only. So you have to be a user on the website in order to be able to access our social network. Or you can make it private for students only. So you have to be enrolled in the proper courses to access the proper timelines. So like you can make it super specific. Most of the cases I see are students only, where it's like, this is a private forum for students only. But there are those other network privacy settings I've seen where people create more of a social network experience.
And so there on a reason to do it publicly is like, if you have an LMS site where you're training professionals and they get certified and they're trying to get clients, and you kind of have a public directory of all the people that have successfully completed the course, And you can go see their certificate if you're looking to hire that person. That's just an example of where you would use a public thing and just open it up so that people can literally brag about their success on the internet. Whereas like maybe you have a membership about some sensitive medical topic or health related thing, and it's really just for only the people inside the program. It's a private community just for those people, and they don't want their social stuff on the internet. So that's kind of the spectrum right there.
Yeah, there's a huge amount of use cases you could work with in that, and I think that the public use case is really cool to create, like turning your LMS platform into almost like a social status. That's kind of cool. But the last thing we'll take a look at with social learning is My Profile. So we can see the My Profile section by going to the student dashboard, and on the left somewhere in these tabs, My Profile, second down, is where I can see how I appear to other people on the website when I'm engaging in these groups on social learning. So if I were to update my avatar, I could upload avatar. It asked me to drop an image. I could drop any image from my computer. I'm gonna put a picture of my cat on here. I'm gonna go until I find this picture. It's adorable. There it is. So I can swap in any picture to really customize my experience on the website. And you can also add in a cover image. So when people view your profile, when they come to look at your achievements, because the profiles are public and I can share this on social media, they can see this background here. So I can also edit some other links that I have. So not only does it also have my personal timeline that we talked about earlier when others view my profile, you can see things like courses that I'm enrolled in, you can see things like memberships I'm enrolled in, and you can see achievements. The really neat thing about this feature is that it helps you sell into other course programs. So if you have like 5 courses on your website and someone's viewing someone's timeline, they're like, this person seems pretty cool and they're enrolled in this course, and we're in a retirement course. So like, let's say another user who's viewing my profile is not enrolled in a retirement course yet, but they see like I'm a cool person, they like interacting with me on this one course, and they're interested in retirement too, they might kind of join me over in that other course. So it really creates a social experience where you have that social validation from course to course specifically. And you can also add your social links. If we click edit information here, it takes us back to the dashboard on our edit account, which now has some more features. We have a biography, we have a handle, we can change our handle of how we appear, we can add a website, and we can add some other social links. So if people want to connect with us offsite, they'll have the ability to do that. But I think social learning creates that really cool experience where not only do you have timelines, not only do you have profiles and people directories, you really create that social experience of learning on your website, and that's the goal of the add-on. I guess, Chris, is that kind of a high demo? Is there anything that I missed?
I think you might want to show just the shortcodes and how they work.
Oh,
just like,
sure.
So when you install and activate social learning plugin, what happens to create these pages?
Sure. So you might not even notice in the background when you install social learning that there are those pages we talked about being created and designated over here in our settings, right? Like people directory timeline. Like, what are these? They're pages. So if we go to alphabetical P for people directory, this is the page that social learning is automatically going to create this when you sign up for it. But in case something goes weird, in case you installed it and then uninstalled it, deleted pages, something weird kind of happened, you're going to want to make sure that you have this timeline in here for the people directory, or this timeline, this shortcode, so that you have that. And also the timeline page is also powered by shortcode. So social learning timeline, social learning directory, those pages are important. They're usually going to be installed and you don't even have to think about it, but sometimes you might have to reference. And we do have documentation covering how to set up social learning. So in case something went weird with the install, it'll guide you through how to add these shortcodes to your site to create those pages.
Perfect. Awesome demo. It's kind of amazing that you can build something like a Facebook group on your website and have all of that kind of privacy control. I'm a big fan of creating a learning opportunity that includes community. So this is a way to do it on your platform to kind of own the community. And so like courses plus community, maybe add some coaching in there. This is what really helps in the modern day of online learning, so that people don't feel like they're isolated in a ghost town and just going through content on your site. That community connection can be very valuable. Awesome demo, Will. Drop a comment below this video. Reach out to Lifter LMS if you have any questions. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.